Yo, what up guys, MxgicIQ here. I wanted to build a build for the beginners on Need for Speed Unbound. This build, you only have to upgrade your garage one time. Let's see how it performs, and then we'll go over the parts and performance and handling on this beast. So first you're going to want to keep doing as much as you can. Shift as soon as you get to red line, so you don't just bang off the emitter. As you see, it's rather quick, to be honest. This is all live. Hopefully this goes well. It is technically a drift build, so if you want to micro drift as much as possible, you can do that, depending on how comfortable you are. This is aimed for beginners. I don't expect you to take full advantage of that, but if you want to just grip, as you see, the car doesn't move just fine until you get to gripping. It will understeer slightly due to the performance being towards handling of the drift side of things. We kind of butchered that corner right there, but it's okay. We're just showing you how the build works. It does put down some decent times though. And you should be able to work your way up the ranks a little bit faster with the aid of this build. As you can see, I mean, shout out to Gotta Play, but you see what the build's doing, man. And it's a rather cheap build. I'll build the car from scratch with you guys so you can see all the costs going into it. I actually really like this car. I personally use it myself. I have a little bit of an upgraded version of it for people with their garage on max level. If you guys want to use this in case maybe your favorite B-Class car gets patched in the update or something like that, you'll have this to come back to as a quote-unquote legit build. Because I believe this to be legit. There's really nothing broken about it. It does compete. It is fast. Most of the time in any of the playlists I've been getting messages about people not having success with certain builds. Most of the time, guys, you gotta understand that, like, I can't, I give you guys the tools, but at the same time, you gotta master the lines in order for the car to really take its full effect. If somebody's mastered the lines and they're using a lesser car, they still might win the race. So just know, at the end of the day, you can really overcome a lot of people just based off skill alone. And this car gives you the tools to at least be able to do that. Unless they're obviously in a pista, which at that point you don't really have much chance with. But not a terrible time, but obviously I'm just talking to you and showing you guys how the car is driven. I hope you guys enjoy this build. This is for, again, the beginners. You only have to upgrade your garage to silver. Let's go ahead and take a look at the parts of this build. Alrighty guys, what up? It's your boy MxgicIQ here, and today we're going over all the parts you need and the build for the 180SX beginner best build, I guess you could say, something like that. It's relatively cheap. We're going to go over all the pricing right now, and you get 150k when you start off the game. For some reason it says I can upgrade my garage, but I've already done it before. Maybe it's just messed up, but as you guys can see here, 7,500 is all it costs to upgrade your garage to the Pro Garage, and that will be all you need for this build. Alrighty, you guys, so we're gonna go over to the purchase vehicle section here, and we're gonna scroll over to the 180SX. Let's go ahead and find that real quick, and boom, you'll see we got the 180SX here for $43,000. So right now, just in my head, we're up to 51k. All right, we're gonna go ahead and purchase that car. $51,000 so far. We're gonna use new car. We're going to go over to the performance section here, off the rip. For the engines, you stick with the stock motor. You don't need any other engines in this build. That's why it is a budget build. You do not have to change anything else, as well as we are keeping all the parts up to Pro only, nothing above that. Alright, and I'll have another version of the build for you guys that want above Pro parts and already have your garage maxed out at the end of the video, in case you want to use this if anything else gets nerfed, as I mentioned in the race. Alrighty, you guys, so first things first, we're going to use a sport induction here, okay? We're going to go ahead and purchase that. It's going to bring our grand total to $53,750, alright? Then we're going to go ahead and purchase a Pro ECU. Alrighty, guys, and now after purchasing that Pro ECU, we are now at $64,250, as that was $10,500 right there. Then we're going to get into the fueling system, and we're going to go ahead and purchase the sport fueling system, you guys. So we're gonna purchase the sport fueling system for $3,750, which will bring our grand total of 68k here. Then we went over and we purchased the sport exhaust as well. Now we're at a grand total of $72,750. Then we're gonna go over to the induction here, or the forced induction, and we're going to go over here and select the Roots Supercharger, which is going to add $14,000 to our grand total, which leaves us with approximately $86,750 spent on this build. And I said approximately, I mean exactly. $86,750 spent on this build so far. The nitrous bottle, I believe we are going to upgrade that to the silver nitrous bottle. So we will upgrade that to the pro nitrous bottle as well, adding another $10,500 onto our grand total, $500. We are now left with a total of $97,250 spent, man. Not bad. I mean, we're saving some money here. I mean, we're definitely going to stay under that $150,000 cap, which you get from the start of the game. So that means you can build a competitive car right out of the gate, man. This is the best build for right out of the gate that I know of so far. I've gotten this from the homie ATK. Again, I want to shout out the homie ATK. He sent me the regular version of this build, which you guys will see at the end as well. I decided to make a budget build for all entry-level players, so it's manageable and everybody is able to use something good right out of the gate. Alrighty, you guys, we're going to be purchasing the road suspension from Pro as well. I believe that was $4,500. We're going to add that onto our grand total. Now we're at a grand total of $101,750. We're going to skip the brakes because those aren't necessary. We're going to go over to track tires grip at $5,000. That's going to add another $5K onto our total. We are now at $106,750, and those are the Pro grip tires once again. And we're moving pretty nice here. I mean, it's not going bad. We're having some good parts being thrown in this build. The stats look good so far. All right, guys, now getting into the drivetrain, we are going with the Pro clutch here as well, which will add another $10,500 onto our grand total, man. It is really expensive to play in this game. There are not a lot of builds for a little amount of money. Everything does cost, and it shows, man. We are downgrading to a 4-speed gearbox to bring that top speed down so that we are in that B class nice and snug at 159. That will be another $7,750 onto our grand total. And now we are at $125,000, man. Alrighty, you guys, lastly, we'll be purchasing the Pro differential, and that will bring us to a total of $130,000, as that was another $5,000 spent right there. We're at $130,000 across the board. If you guys want, you can come over and purchase some auxiliaries for another $10K each, and that brings you to exactly $150,000. Isn't that crazy? Right at the mark of what you get when you come into the game. If you want to do any visual mods, you will have to make a little bit of money first. Build this car right away. If you don't have that much money and you didn't get the bonus, or you already spent it, this is still an amazing budget build. $150K for a decent B-class car that is decently competitive is definitely money worth spent, honestly, in my opinion. Now we're going to move over to the handling section here. We're going to check this out. We're going to throw this as far as we can without upgrading it to A class, and that is right at 20% grip. But honestly, I run the car at 5% drift just to make the car feel a little bit more loose, but some people have some problems with that. And if you want your car to stick to the ground and not have as many oversteering issues, then I would suggest you stay with 20% grip. But if you want to live a little bit on the risky side and micro drift and get those extra burst NOS, then turn it to 5% drift. But I also leave the downforce just right in the middle. It doesn't need any more or any less. It's fine how it is. Traction control is off in this car, as well as my drift entry is brake tap. You beginners can decide what you think feels the best for you. Or if you've already been playing this game and you guys aren't new to it, let's check out the build that you guys can use in B class with this vehicle. Just real quick, want to go over it for you guys so you guys can see an option if you wanted to use this car to unlock that S15, which is okay, but let's go ahead and check it out. Alrighty, guys, now we have the unlimited build, I guess you could say. I had to downgrade my personal car to test out before walking you guys through the build, so obviously I don't have these parts on right now, but we can go over them from the screenshots I took beforehand. So as you guys see, we got a Pro induction here, a Pro ECU, a super fueling system. We still have the stock motor in this thing, so it's still a budget build at this point. We have the exhaust here that is also stock. We have a root supercharger that is sport, a super bottle of nitrous, elite road suspension, elite grip tires. We also have Pro brakes there, which I believe are stock. The normal clutch on this car. We also have the 4-speed gearbox as well with an elite differential and grip and drift auxiliaries, man. I know for a fact this car is tuned to 5% drift. Alright, you guys, now getting into the handling, we have this car at 5% drift here with the steering sensitivity of right in the middle. Downforce is high, as you guys see it right now. This is the only way to get this car to stay in B class. I would suggest, if you guys mess with it, to get that downforce a little bit lower while staying in B class, go ahead. I can't, like I said, mess with the car at the moment because I have the other parts on it, and it's pretty late while I'm filming this video, but I was running the build very successfully with these settings. If you guys want to go ahead and test it out and tinker with it a little bit to get a little bit more power out of it, you guys go ahead. I want to give a big shout out to the homie ATK. He is the one that gave me this build. This is ATK Ghost build. I hope you guys enjoy this unlimited version of the build. Again, shout out to ATK Ghost, man. If your people aren't sweating like crazy, this will definitely get the job done. So I hope you guys enjoy. It's been MxgicIQ, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.